Hi, everybody. My name is Lacey Nilsson, and I've got with me my business partner who's Sideline that I met in Dallas. And you guys, we just instantly connected. Um, the second I met you, oh my heavens, same energy, same love for God, same passions. And we literally have been friends ever since. I always say, I know we were friends in heaven. I'm just so glad we're friends on earth now. And you guys, that's how I feel about like our whole team. And that's what I love so much. So much. So you guys, Courtney's in Japan, and I said, Courtney, I would love to take the call because I knew that I would be going to League of Leaders on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And so I said, please let me take the call on Monday when you're gone and just share with what I learned. I know Jennifer feels the exact same way, but you guys, I went into that League of Leaders. What would you call it? Like workshop conference? I don't even know what you would call it. It was 3 days. And I'm like, I went in and came out a different business owner, different leader, different wife, different mother, different person. So you guys put that on your vision board that you have got to get to League of Leaders. You have to be at least EC1 or higher. And they invest in us so much. I've only been here for 1 year, but I continually have to pinch myself that Life Vantage is real. This is my fourth network marketing company. That is how much I love network marketing. But it's my fourth one, and this finally feels like home. I have to pinch myself continually. LifeVantage checked every box of what I was searching for. And wow, just even being there with the whole corporate staff and just hearing more from them in that every time they open up their mouths, I'm like, I made the right choice. I made the right choice. I made the right choice. So yes, so you guys, a lot of you know my story. Um, I was in, like I said, network marketing for over 10 years. But my passion, my love, I have a degree in accounting, but my passion, my love, it is health and wellness. I love it so much. I was a group exercise teacher, personal trainer, nutritionist, own my own nutrition store. I was a Beachbody coach for the last previous 6 years. And then I woke up one day and I woke up to seven different messages from seven different women saying, I'm so sorry about Beachbody. Are you okay? And I literally Googled what happened to Beachbody because I missed the call because I was running kids all around. And Beachbody closed their doors to network marketing and went straight affiliate. So I had brought in over 2,000 people were on my team, my downline, and they were able to take that away like that. And so Courtney had been reaching out to me for a year previous, and I love the way she did business. I loved her as a person. And so I said, Courtney, I will listen to you first. And you guys, a crazy thing that I don't think I've really told many people is there were a lot of people from Shackley, from Hue and Grace, from Make Wellness that another lady who I really liked too. She was really hype and Shackley, and she'd been talking to me for multiple years. And she had sent me a package of over $1,000 worth of Shackley products. And I fully believe that package got lost in the mail. So that I would listen to Courtney first. She kept saying, it's not there, it's not there, it's not there, it's not there. Guess when it arrived? It arrived when I got back from Dallas Life Manage Momentum. And I
Wow.
totally believe that God had his hand in every little step. And I am so thankful. So, you guys, I'm going to share what I learned from League of Leaders first, and then I'm going to introduce you to Jennifer. And we're going to try to keep this call to like between like 35 and 40 minutes. I want you guys to ask us all questions. Jennifer's EC1 also. She's been in Life Manage for, is it 15 years?
16.
16, which is so awesome.
January 10th was 16 years.
Oh, that gives me chills. And so you guys, when there are people who have been here this long, that tells you they are doing something right. So, you guys, I'm trying to grow, and I told Courtney, and I told Steve Fife also. I said, my goal is presidential, and I will hit presidential. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. But I know I have to grow into being presidential. The person I am right now could not handle being presidential. And so when I heard that I could apply for League of Leaders, I literally like did the application and I said, please. And I even emailed all the corporate. I'm like, if you guys have like my mentor, Victoria, I'm like, if you have any say, I said, would you please? Because I'm like, I am finally ready for this. I haven't been ready before. I really haven't. I've been spinning my wheels and I'm really trying to slow down because if you meet me, I'm a high energy, high stress, high vibe, high, everything person. And the first thing I realized about Courtney when I met her is she was calm. And I said, I don't want to lose my spark and my fire, and my energy, but I'm like, I need to learn how to bridle it. So, you guys, League of Leaders, it was for they put us through the 7 habits of highly effective people. Yes, this book is like a Bible to me. So, I'm going to talk about 2 of the habits that just hit me like a brick. All 7 habits were amazing, but 2 hit me like a brick. So, I don't have a presentation. So, I'm just going to pull up a little, I'm going to share my screen really quick and just, come on, I can't minimize when I'm, when I am recording. So, I'm going to pull up a couple pictures. Okay. You guys might be able to see how crazy and wild my desktop is. Okay, so I'm going to share. Can you guys see that? The time matrix and urgent or important. Okay, perfect. So you guys, this is habit number 3. And this is put first things first. Hey. So this is put first things first. And so as I've grown, because you guys, honestly, I've been in this industry for 10 years, but I actually worked on the corporate side also. Before I became a Beachbody coach, I worked at the corporate office for 3 years, helping women, helping hundreds, if not thousands of women build very successful businesses. So I know what it's like to be on the corporate side of network marketing and then also the consultant side. So the time matrix, it's a tool to help you manage your time and decide what's most important. So the urgent is something that like must be done or it seems fun. Can you guys mute? You guys, whoever's, I can actually, oh, I just muted. Perfect. So urgent is something that needs to be done or it seems it needs to be done. And important is whether something contributes to your mission, roles, values, and goals. So there's 4 little quadrants. There's important and urgent. That means like it's a necessity. Important and not urgent. That means it's effectiveness. And then not important, not urgent, those are distractions. And then not important, not urgent, that's waste. And so, you guys, up until I swear this last year, I tell Courtney all the time, I'm like, I have grown more in these last 6 months than I have in the last 10 years of being in network marketing. And a lot of times, you guys, now that I'm stepping more into the leadership role, I have all these women coming to me, and most of them already work full time. They are moms to younger kids, so they are driving those kids everywhere. Their wives, like a lot of them are single moms. And I keep realizing more and more they're living in this distraction or waste phase. And I know for myself, I was totally living there. So, you guys, distractions are if you are a people pleaser, then you're probably going to live here. This is the hardest thing to stay out of. And distractions, I can't tell you how many times I go on social media to make a post and there's like a reel, and I feel like I have squirrel brain. Distractions are also like, kids, they're not distractions, but like they need to be taken care of. But I'm trying to work more and more on my kids being like, you guys, mom has to get this done. So when she gets this done, I've really brought my kids into my goals. When mom hits this goal, then we can go and do something fun like this. So while I'm working, I need you to, not fight, do your chores, and that kind of stuff, because they can be a really, really big distraction. So the more I've involved them in my goals, and because they know we got to do all these fun things because I work. And so I'm like, do you like to go to Splash Summit? Do you like to get a pretzel then when we're there? Do you like to go, all these places? And I'm like, this is how we pay for it. So I actually have like a little thing where they have to earn money too. And so it's been awesome. Effectiveness. You guys, effectiveness, this is where I'm trying to live more and more and more. It's proactive work. Before, I used to never plan my week. I flew by the seat of my pants and I always felt out of control, totally out of control. If I plan my week, I know what I'm going to do, when I'm going to do it. And I actually showed you guys my planner here at League of Leaders. And I used to buy planners all the time and never use them. I use my planner now and I make time for the things that are important to me. the first hour of your day literally dictates the last 23 hours of your day or the next 23 hours of your day. And if you have not read the book The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod, I highly suggest you doing that. Um, I married a guy with 3 kids, so I became an instant mom overnight, had the kids more than either of their parents. And then I had my first baby. So I had my first baby at 38, was taking care of my 3 bonus kids who were very young at the time. And then my husband traveled more than half the month, so I solo parented. I read that book, and the miracle morning is you do the six things every single morning, and they can take it up to 6 minutes, up to 60 plus minutes. So every single person can take time for 6 minutes. And you guys, I actually made a reel about that this morning, about how effective it is. And it's silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise, and scribe, aka writing. That has been key to me building multiple 6 figures, because that's something that is very easy to just like be like, oh, it's not even important. Oh yeah, it is. It's very important. And I do those things like me and Jennifer did that together. We roomed together and we did that together. And I'm like, I love when you get in this industry because you find like-minded people who are doing what you're doing. And anyone else would be like, oh, that's so weird. Like, why are you gonna wake up at 5 or 6 a.m. and do this stuff? But I'm like, this is so key. You guys, one thing that was really huge and that was an aha moment to me is relationship building. In my vision, I listen to and say multiple times per day is I say, my husband gets the best of me rather than what's left of me. But he doesn't, you guys. I put him on the back burner all the time because he's there. Like he's there. And I realized, and I even raised my hand and I told the entire League of Leaders that I was going to start putting him first because he has been on the back burner and I've been married and divorced twice. And I'm like, I don't want that to happen again. But I can see how if I don't put effort, because I just think, oh, he'll be there. He'll be there. He'll be there. So I'm scheduling in date night. I'm making the kids go to bed earlier so that we can actually have a little bit of time before I start going cross-eyed because I'm so tired. So relationships are huge. And I've been doing personal development for a long time now. And I just listened to The Big Leap. I listened to it twice now. And the guy, he's like, you really can have it all. You can have a thriving business. I have a thriving business. You can have thriving health. You know, I have thriving health. And he goes, and you can have thriving relationships. I love my husband. And you guys, during this little part, he had us text someone, or he had us write down the last 5 interactions with the person who we love and care about so much. And he goes, write down your last 5 interactions. And he goes, how do you think that person felt? And when I wrote that down, it honestly made me cry because I'm like, he probably felt rushed, unheard, feeling like he was a waste of time, you know. And and so then I text him and I was like, Brian, I love you so much. I'm so thankful for you because you guys, he literally treats me like a queen. He is so incredible. And I text him, I'm like, I love you so much. I'm so thankful for you. I promise I'm going to make more time for us when I get home. And you guys, he texts back, I love you too. And yeah, right. I'll believe it when I see it. And you guys, it's true because for years he's heard me preach this and preach this. And that's why I put it out to the league leaders. Because I'm like, I need to be held accountable because otherwise I'll just put him on the back burner. And that's not right. So I literally say, my husband gets the best of me rather than what's left of me. But I have to be intentional, totally intentional. Um, so Jennifer, is there anything you want to add to this little habit that you learned?
No, oh gosh. Like the whole time I'm like, oh yes, 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 so good, so good, so good, so good, so good. It was one of my favorite. And actually, we had a call right before this with my team, and this was what I was teaching on. So it was perfect, perfect, perfect. And I cannot, yes, we do not want to stay in that pleaser, people pleaser. And that's it, yes, people like me quadrant I put, I'm like, oh, the one thing I had down that I was talking to my team about this morning is the quadrant 4. We tend to we have a tendency to think if when I'm doom scrolling, which is horrible, right? And all of those things and gossip but say you are going to connect and you're going to watch a TV show or something together to for a relationship building, that's really important so that it's do you feel satisfaction from that or do you feel regret? And that is the determining factor if it's waste or excess. That was the other thing that I wrote, but loved it all. Yes, we want to live in that quadrant 2. That's where we have most of our peace, and I love that. Yes, yes. Love.
I was talking with this one mom where she works full time. She's got 4 kids going all over the place. And I flat out told her, I said, you are involved in too much drama because I know her like we're very close. And I said, you're involved in too much drama and too much gossip. And I said, you see how I have pulled myself away because we have a lot of the same friends, a lot of the same. And I was like, do you see how I have pulled myself away from that? I'm like, even if you're listening to gossip, I'm like, that is literally a waste of time. And so it was very eye-opening. And I would have never said that to her, but I'm like, I know that they really need income. And I'm like, I know that you need income. And I was like, cut that out. And so, and that's the biggest part where you guys, with my husband, I actually got after him like a couple weeks ago. I'm like, if you would just stop watching TV for, an hour or two a day and work on the business. And he goes to me, he goes, Lacey, do you want to know why I don't make mistakes? He said, it's because you guys, he's the number one salesman in his industry, and he has been for the last 10 years. And he deals with $1 million accounts. And he goes, you want to know why I don't make mistakes, Lacey? And he goes, because I unplug my brain. Because I'm like, you're watching TV. That sports game is a waste of time. And that hit me so hard. I'm like, no, it's not a waste of time for him because that's how he, like all day long, he's dealing with all these things, and like multiple $1 million accounts. And he does not make mistakes. He's phenomenal at what he does because he unplugs and he recharges, which you guys leads me into my next step. Habit number 7 is sharpen the saw. You guys, I go 0 to 100. And the other day, my husband, he always makes himself breakfast and then he eats it. And the other day, I said, Ryan, while you're cooking your breakfast and eating it, would you do this, this, and this, and this for me? And he goes, no. And I was like, oh, why? And he goes, because I actually like to enjoy my breakfast, Lacey. And you guys, that was the biggest eye opener to me ever because I'm always like cooking breakfast, taking it, then I'm doing all these things while I'm cooking breakfast, eating breakfast. I never sharpen my saw. Like literally, I never watch TV, but I have So You Think You Can Dance and Dancing with the Stars, years of them recorded on our TiVo. And my husband was like, can I please delete these? And I always say, no, I'm going to watch them. It's been years. So you guys, this was like, okay, I've got to unplug my brain and actually enjoy them. And I run myself so ragged that I've tried to watch Dancing with the Stars multiple times, but I just fall asleep because I run myself so ragged and I never sharpen my sword. And I can't even watch my most favorite TV show ever. And so I realized I'm like, I have got to sharpen my sword and slow down in order to speed up because I don't. I'm really good. I take care of my health and, well, backtrack too. I always get mad at my husband saying, listen, you don't need 8 hours of sleep. I said, you could use like 6 or 7. I go, so that 1 hour, if you would just wake up an hour earlier, you could work on the business because you guys, I will say this. If your husbands are not on board with LifeVantage, start making money or get them on a trip. My husband actually became on board LifeVantage when I took him to Alaska. And he actually saw what I'm involved in. So, but anyways, back to if you would just wake up an hour earlier, Ryan, and work on your LifeVantage business because he's full in, you guys. He understands how everything works now. We had a girl over here on Saturday, and holy smokes, he explained the compound to her. Amazing. So he understands that he just doesn't work the way that I work. And so you guys, I take care of my health so much. I drink half my body weight in ounces of water. I fill it up on good, nutritious food. I exercise every single day. I meditate. But you want to know what the first thing it is that I cut out when I don't have enough time is sleep. And
Mhm.
literally, I was running in years previous. I have run on 4 to 5 hours of sleep until this last year. And I was like, it's and I honestly think I was so unhealthy when Courtney brought me on is because literally I was doing that. Beachbody was insane and crazy. And I felt like I had to work till midnight and had to start wake up at 4 a.m. and all these kind of things. And Courtney's like, Lacey, I take a nap every day. And I was like, what? You take a nap? Are you kidding me? Like nap is not even part of my vocabulary. Sleeping, and so you guys, I'm really trying to right here on my list of things I said, prioritize sleep, Lacey. Strive to get at least 7 to 8 hours. So you guys, that's why I didn't wash my hair today, and that's why I'm in a hat because my it's hair washing day today. But I honored sleep because I'm trying to just do that. So you guys, you have got to sharpen your sword because you know what? This is the thing too. And Ryan's called this out. He goes, Lacey, anything you do, you freaking rise to the top, but then you burn yourself out because you go mock speed until you literally cannot function anymore. And he's right. We're not telling him that, but he's right. No, I have told him that. And so you guys sharpen your sword. And I feel like a lot of people in network marketing are my personality. We're kind of extreme. So we have to bridle that. So you guys, with that being said, and Jennifer, is there anything that you want to add?
No, I I'm gonna speak to the maturity continuum and the immaturity continuum, which is it, like falls right into this. But I'll share my story first.
Before
But
you
yes.
start, before you start, I'm gonna read your bio really quick. So
Okay. You want to take off the screen share?
yes, oh totally perfect. Yes, thank you.
Sure, sure.
Okay, so you guys, this is Jennifer Polk. She is Colorado homegrown with a zest for life. And if you meet her, you know this is so true, and a habit of sprinkling hope everywhere she goes. Before Life Managed found her in 2009, Jennifer was in the trenches of social services, life coaching, and ALS advocacy, including helping spearhead an ALS nonprofit. She's a child of God, wife to her favorite human, Chris, married 1/18/2025, so just barely like 1 year ago, and proud mama to one amazing son, a former Marine reservist turned cybersecurity network engineer, plus two bonus sons, one a construction project manager in Florida, and the other an EMT ambulance driver on his way to becoming a firefighter. LifeVantage has been part of Jennifer's story since 2009. Investor first, then consultant in 2010, and she's now honored to be in the executive ranks. This isn't just a business to her, it's a mission. I got chills when I read your bio.
Mm.
Chills. Okay, I will mute.
No, thank you so much. And if you guys ever have the opportunity to room with Lacey, do it. We had the best time. And honestly, the best part of the whole Legal Leaders was the community. It really was the community with the corporate team and and the 7 Habits, Todd Davis, the instructor, and oh my gosh, it was incredible. So a little bit more about my story. Like I know, right? Way to go, April. Yes. So back when I found LifeVantage or LifeVantage found me, I always say I was in a marriage and I was taking care of my husband who had ALS, and it was really devastating. We had a young son and he was 3 when his dad was diagnosed, and they told us he had 2 to 5 years to live. Get our affairs in order and don't plan anything more than 3 months in advance. And it was devastating. And I know a lot of people can't maybe relate to that, but it would be, like losing, well, was losing my soulmate, right? And so I got into action. I had to step up and be that person, and we fought it together, and we found, thank God, LifeVantage found us, because that changed everything. And now the long story short is Duke University is doing their third study, third with the products. And I can say that because if you go to pubmed.gov and you look up ALS and Protandim, you will see that there is a specific study, and the last two have not been published yet, but they're working on that. And so just a little bit more. So that unfortunately, fortunate that marriage ended, and that's okay. I have all the best for him, and he gave me the best gift of my life, one of the best, our son, and he is incredible. But life goes on, and we get to choose what we do with our lives. And thank God for LifeVantage. A couple people on this call are part of my team, and I wouldn't be the person I am today without my amazing team, just like you guys, right? Lacey, you and Courtney with your teams. You are who we do everything for. We want you to have the freedom that we have to make choices, to invest in places you want to invest in and people you want to invest in. And the company is just so incredible that they allow you to, they pour into us. And I like Lacey, I looked, I'm a reader. You can see a lot of those books back there. I had 3 copies of Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. You had two. And I'm like, I remember reading it. Okay, so I'm quite a bit older than Lacey. I'm 58. And I remember reading this back years and years and years ago. And it was great then, but I don't think I really understood the depth of what this book was or is still today. And when LifeVantage said to apply, so you had criteria, you had to be an executive, you had to apply, and then they got to choose who would come. And I'm like, please, 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 please. And so I was so honored to be there. And if you guys don't know what the 7 habits are, so I'll read them to you, and I would highly, highly, highly advise you to get this book because it's incredible. But let's see. Let me go over here. Let me get to my little. Oh, it doesn't really. Oh, there it is. Okay. Habit number 1 is be proactive. Habit number 2 is begin with the end in mind. Habit 3 is put first things first. Habit 4, think win-win. Habit 5 is seek first to understand and then be understood. That's a huge one. How many times do we like are listening, we're talking to somebody and all we're doing is waiting for them to respond or for whatever they're going to say because we're like, "Okay, oh, I have a better story." Or, "Oh, I know how to fix that." Or, "Oh." And then we just need to take a breath. So I'm high energy like Lacey if you can't tell. Like, yes. Habit 6 is synergize. And then habit 7 is sharpen the saw. Like Lacey said, two of the biggest takeaways for me, the first one was part of habit 3, which is put first things first. And how many of you, and I didn't get my pictures taken, but can you see, have you seen this big rock analogy? And if you haven't, I'm sure you can go on YouTube and look up big rock analogy. And what happens is if you take a bowl, and that's representative of your life, and say you have a whole bunch of sand in there, and the sand represents all the little things, the phone calls, the having to take the kids here or there, or do all these things, all the distractions, I gotta do my nails and hair and take, all those things are the sand. And if it's like halfway full, and then you have the big rocks, that's like God, family, friends, business, faith. Oh, I already said that. That's kind of big on my list. I'll say it twice, right? And hobbies and recreation, all those big things that make us us. If you try to stuff those big rocks, you can't do it. So, what Lacey was saying, if you plan your week at the beginning, and I use a passion planner, here it is. I use Passion Planner, but I know Savers is amazing. I loved, loved, loved that book. And I have used this Passion Planner for 6 years now. And I start every week and I label it and I like put my really important things. especially with me getting married again and being married, he is my focus. Well, God first, and then he is my focus every single week. I write it down, and that is my very first. And then our three children, and then the business. And then that's just where we're at 58 and he's 62. But everything else needs to go the last. So you want to start with the big rocks. So put those big things in and then add in the other things, the bigger, things that you want to or goals and things like that. And then put the sand in all those other things, not the other way around. Because I like Lacey, you can have it all. You can. Anything else with that? No, okay. That was my big takeaway. The other one, one of the things that what I really wanted to talk about was begin with the end in mind. As a certified life coach for years, you have to have a plan. You have to. And the analogy I love using is like if you are going to a new location and you have your GPS set, you have to know two things. You have to know where you're starting, and you have to know that, but you also have to know where you're going. Now, how you get there, it's never a straight line, right? Like I'm in Colorado. We just had a huge storm, like most of the whole country. And so as you're going through, you may have to take a turn here, or maybe there's an accident over there, but at least you have a starting place and an ending place. And what I loved about this particular habit is I get to charter my course. And if I think that I'm giving up somebody else being able to charter my course, there's a problem. I'm in control. And that's so the paradigm shift. So the common paradigm is I just go with the flow because I can't predict how things are going to go. I can't. Versus being highly effective paradigm, I clearly define my vision and purpose, and I that will help me shape the future that I want. And we did a couple different applications for this while we were there, but one of them was writing your mission statement. And to me, my personal mission statement, I was crying. Well, I was crying a lot. No, Lacey and I were like, they corporate picked what tables we were at, and there was only 21 people that were there that were new. And we didn't get to sit together, but we sat next to each other because we were next to tables. But it was such a fun exercise for me to like really dream big. And I have, well, if you guys see right here, my whole brand is a hope broker. Back in 2003, my ex and I and our son was on the cover of Parade magazine. And you guys are probably too young to know what like magazines are, but the Parade magazine was the highest publication, like the most. I think it went out to, I think they said a couple million people, and it would be in the newspaper every week. And we were on the cover, and then there was an article that was written. And I just remember we had thousands and thousands of people reach out to us with every lotion, potion, juice, acai berry, mud in Mexico, magnets. And it was overwhelming. And I remember we got all these calls, and my ex-husband, and oh, by the way, he's doing wonderful. I didn't even finish that story. He's doing amazing. I'll share, Lacey, I will share a video that he just did. He speaks about ALS advocacy all the time now. And he just filmed, there was just 4 months ago, and you see him just walking around. He hikes, skis, golfs, all the things. And it's absolutely incredible. But math major, very analytical, very skeptical. He shut down, and I fielded like 90% of those calls. And I just remember everybody just wanted to give us hope. And that was the Parade magazine said, let's help keep hope alive. And so that's how the start started. And I want to be able to do that for other people that feel like they're in a desperate situation. Because when people hear ALS, they're like, nobody lives, nobody survives ALS. Or they'll be like, they must have got that wrong. I'm like, well, he's been diagnosed 4 times by some of the world's leading neurologists in the world. I don't think neurologists would put their reputation on the line to diagnose somebody that didn't have it. And so with that, I'm always about giving others hope and how can I breathe into them. And that part, defining your own personal mission statement, we'll be doing, I know Lacey, we were talking with the group, we'll be doing more trainings on this. So keep an eye out for that. And then I know the final thing is the sharpening of the saw, which you already said. Iron sharpens iron. Something that I say a lot is go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated. Belinda's like, yep, I say it all the time. Go where you're celebrated. You have it on your phone, not where you're tolerated. And we know when we're somewhere that we're just being tolerated. And you don't have to be icky about it, but just go find somewhere else. Wish them well, right? And go where you're celebrated because there are places I mean right now in the world that we live in, especially health and wellness, I think I, I've said some pretty brave things about health and wellness, and it's hard for people sometimes to hear truth, I think. And we can respectfully disagree, and that's okay. And I love having conversations with people. I love it because I can ask them questions. Like how long are you going to be on those pharmaceutical meds and not have any results? How long? Let's talk. If you're open, if you're open. So, we're at 39. I know you try to keep these and tonight, if you guys would like to join us, Lacey's going to be on our call. We'll do something similar to this. I'll probably have a little more of a slide deck. It was a crazy weekend. My Broncos lost.
I am so sad about that. Oh my God.
Yes, but that's okay. They did good. I'm proud of them.
Jennifer, I learned more of your story, and you guys, holy wow. I love the community. I love the people, the stories. Like the first thing I ask people is, I'm like, what's your story? What brought you here? Or what keeps you here? The stories